Today is Monday, the start of a brand new week. And for Mike, Mondays are reserved for just one thing. Today, Mike walks. He walks over here. He might even walk through the bushes like a little forest gremlin. Now you might wonder what he's doing right now, but hold on, you cheeky little bastard, that would spoil what he does on Thursday. Most of Mike's exercise comes from his Monday walks. This means that quite often, his weekly exercise fluctuates, as he tends to just pick a random direction and start moving until something stops him, which, as you can tell by this sequence, can be rather unpredictable at times. Let's actually see here. Is he going to hit this tree? No. Okay. However, if something is able to be vaulted, Mike will stretch to great heights instead of letting it stop his advance. This is an example of Mike's growth, maturity, and tenacity in the face of obstacles. It is also an example of his functional legs. When Mike is on a walk, he will often take the time to look at all sorts of things. Like this branch, for instance. It is a whole head taller than Mike's stand, unlike any other human person. A rare show of emotion from Mike's stand, this sight must be truly disgusting. And indeed it is. Jerry disgusts almost everybody he comes into contact with. Don't read too far into that sentence, please. Now where has Mike gone? Ah, there he is, filling the end of his Monday by looking at rocks, as per usual. Now Mike is very specific about the rocks he enjoys, and they must smell a certain way, and they must taste a certain way. Like worms, preferably. Now this rock has moved to the eye test. If it does not fit in his eyeball, it is a bad rock, and it must be thrown away. And as it would appear, this rock has failed the test. One day Mike will actually find a rock he enjoys. In the meantime, I hope this rock doesn't disturb anybody important. See you tomorrow, Mike. Happy Tuesday, everyone! And indeed, it is a very happy Tuesday for Mike, because he gets to wear his sunglasses for his allotted 3 seconds. But what exactly is Mike doing today? It appears he is simply walking around just as he was doing yesterday. And you would be right, except this time he has a little bag of goodies that I can't talk about because it would spoil Wednesday. Cheeky. Ooh, here we see Mike stands sheer strength in his ability to step over several obstacles back to back. Oh, look at him go. By George, at this rate he'll be unable to stop walking ever again. Wait one moment, allow me to do some maths. Yes, I see. If he continues to grow at this rate, he'll be able to step over an entire school bus by next Tuesday. Goodness me, I'd pay to see that, wouldn't you? Bravo, Mike. And now he reflects. And he rests. I mean, with such incredible feats of athleticism, it is a shock his knees haven't completely shattered within his muscular legs. And now that Mike has rested from his unfathomable display of athletic prowess, he can finally get back to what Tuesday is really all about. But first, we must allow the wind to tell him which direction to go. And it would appear that that direction is left. So typical of the wind, which is left-handed, as we all know. And so it begins, the real task for Tuesday. Cleaning. Yes, Mike Stand fancies himself a janitor of this here park, often getting on his hands and knees, ensuring that no inch of the place is left tainted by ne'er-do-wells and Jerry. This bush is now spotless, thanks to his tireless work. Always having to clean up after others is Mike. It's the same for his personal life too. His boss is always giving him the hard work that no one else is willing to, or capable of, doing. But it doesn't bother Mike. Not much does. Oh look! Mike seems to have become distracted by a familiar patch of trees. Maybe this place reminds Mike of the challenges he has had to overcome, the people he has lost, The family he was torn from brutally. The vortex of endless torment that he now finds himself in, suffocating every day until the bitter end of his silent, miserable life of servitude to an ever-changing, undying, decaying institution, doomed to remain the cog he was bent and misshapen into against his will, to the point of death, each moment stabbing into him like a needle in the optic nerve, inching ever deeper until he is blinded by the magnitude of terror and horror that he was watched fester in the darkest pits of the minds of men. Or maybe it reminds him of the quiet serenity that nature brings. Where were we? That's right. Wednesday. Wednesday might be Mike Stan's favourite day, because today is when he can finally fill that special little bag he's been carrying around for a while with goodies. What kind of goodies? Well, yogurt cups, of course. Many yogurt cups. As many as he can find. After a light inspection for any sort of damage or telltale signs that this is a regular yogurt cup, he will take them into his bag and back to his boss, who gets very cranky if there aren't enough yogurt cups being gathered. After all, no one likes a messy workspace. You might think this upsets Mike with all this annoying responsibility, but, as always, he is unbothered. What a class act he is. Now this could be an issue. You see, while Mike Stan has the legs of a machine, his arms leave a lot to be desired. Now, Mike does have the leap of a gazelle, but this yogurt cup is proving to be a bridge too far. He will most likely have to use his very normal and very human telekinetic abilities. Great catch. I told you he had weak arms. They channel telekinesis quite well, though. A yogurt cup by a fence inside of a bush. A yogurt cup hanging from a tree. A yogurt cup in a branch. And another. And another. Oh boy, isn't this fun. Another yogurt cup on a branch. And of course, a cup on a log. Oh goodness, sorry, that wasn't very smooth, Mike. That actually looked awfully painful. My apologies. I don't know how this made into the documentary footage. Let me just scroll through here for something better. Give us a second, and, there we are. Perfect. 3 yogurt cups by a stump. Go get them, Mike, and... Oh, Jesus. Made him look like an idiot here, haven't I? I really ought to cut this from the documentary. He's going to take them, isn't he? Oh, boy. Sorry, don't ignore this. This isn't very normal for Mike. Let me just put this in here, and... Is there even a yogurt cup in there? Oh, my! Good eyes, Mike! Okay, I can definitely see that one. Yoink. You're on fire, Mike, as always. And one more log cup to add to the collection. Now, you would be right to wonder why there are so many yogurt cups lying in such strange places. And while I know the answer to that question, if I told you there would be legal consequences. John. Yes, I'm finished soon. Just give me a moment. How much longer have I got left of this? Okay. Couple days. Today is Thursday. The task Mike has been given on a Thursday by his boss is to simply keep watch, which is remarkably vague and never been thoroughly explained to Mike. So he simply chooses to stare. Stare at what? Well, anything. Lack of detailed instructions can lead to this sort of thing, you know. From his countless years of working in the park, Mike has gotten extraordinarily good at spotting things that often go overlooked by lesser eyes. He knows exactly when the tree will do that. It happens at exactly 1 hour, 33 minutes and 13 seconds after midday, excluding daylight savings time. He hasn't missed it once, and we're not sure why it happens either. Some sort of physical anomaly caused by too much planar activity, maybe. And it smells like burnt toast. It's usually a good sign for that sort of thing. Or potentially the sign of an impending stroke. Not that that would bother Mike, as nothing does bother Mike, remember? Now, you might think this is Mike Stan's best impression of a Renaissance painting. And while yes, it is very good, he is actually looking inside this log for termites. You know, to make yogurt. I kid. Mike Stan is not responsible for yogurt creation. He just watches, that's all. Watches very, very intently. Nothing slips past old Mike's stand, you see. His keen eye and keen mind are capable of some very remarkable things. I mean, look at this, for instance. What on earth is he doing? Can he really fix this broken stick? Oh, it appears not. This frustrates Mike. In his youth, he could fix any stick, and now he's just waiting for retirement. And now what exactly is Mike having a staring contest with here? I'm not exactly sure. Is that a... Ah, yes, a leaf. Quite. Very dutiful work, as always, Mike. His diligence really knows no bounds. Is Mike wasting his time here? No, not at all. I mean, we all have to work, don't we? We all have to find a way to contribute to society. And if there is one word that can describe what Mike does for a living, it's contribution. Friday. Today is Mike's rest day. After a long week of looking at things, walking around, staring, collecting litter, and cleaning various park amenities, Mike is having himself a well-earned rest. Most of you probably want to know what Mike thinks about during his meditation. Well, the possibilities are endless. Sometimes he thinks about what his favorite moment of the day was. Did he find any particularly interesting rocks? Was he able to achieve his main goal of staring at a blade of grass for long enough to watch it grow 1 millimeter in real time? While in this state, Mike tends to reach a point not too dissimilar from nirvana. He stops worrying about the day-to-day struggles of his day job. He especially forgets about his boss, such a demanding and annoying man who works Mike down to the bone. No, in this moment, Mike can choose to ignore the inconveniences of mundane, even grueling day-to-day life. In this moment, Mike can just think about what matters to him. In this moment, Mike can cease his pointless search for yogurt cups. In this moment, Mike is able to be himself.